now that you've either purchased or leased a plot, what next? You've been mining resources, you've leased your plot. What are you doing with all these resources, right? And why do you want a plot? Whatever plot you got, go to, my plots, and these will show you all your plots, and click on yours, and then land, right? And so this is probably what your plot is going to look like. Absolutely nothing is there, right? Completely fresh plot. So from this point, this is where you're going to build your base up, and this is where the resources that you gather and collect are going to go. So once you get to this, the first building you're going to want to build is your power plant, right? And you can see, if you go to your buildings button right here, there is all the different buildings that you need to construct. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the build order, right? Because you can change a few things, but this is kind of the order that I suggest you build the buildings in and what to focus on. So the very first building you need to build is your power plant, right? And this is a pretty low resources. Right here you can see I've already moved the resources to build this to this plot, and I've already collected them and moved them here. So once you have all these resources, you can see remaining. This shows the amount of resources you need to bring over here left. And I have all of them here. So once you have them all here, this build button shows up. As you can see, I can't build this one because I still have a ton of resources that I need to bring over here. But once you get that, you can click this build button. And I'll talk about that later. But first, kind of the order that you want to go in my opinion, you want to build this power plant first, right? And then I would suggest focusing on building your mining platform second, right? And I'll go into the details of this, but this essentially, this mining platform allows you to mine passively all the resources on your leased plot. So this is like the auto miner I was talking about in the previous video for the purchase plot. Essentially exactly the same. It gives you the same amount of resources as that auto miner, but you have to build this mining platform before you have that functionality on the leased plot. So my suggestion is to get that up and running right away, because you're gonna generate a ton of resources from that. So like I said, go power plant first, then you want to get your mining platform up. And then the main base. And I'm going to do a video on each of these buildings and kind of what they do. So I'll just give you the general order for these, but I would suggest main base, right? And then your refinery. And then the research center. And then your factory. And then finally, the interstellar ship launch pad. That will be the last building you construct. So that's kind of the order that I would suggest. The first few you can change if you want to build power plant first. You can build the main base then, but in my opinion, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because you want that mining platform to be able to generate those resources for you. So that's the order I would go in. If you want to discuss or think differently, let me know in the comments below, and we can talk about it. All right. Next videos, I'm going to highlight each of the buildings and what they actually do. So stay tuned for that.